I'm going to talk about a handful of peripherals and ways to engage with the PC, and also share some neat tricks I use and that you may find useful. Let's start with the touchscreen, which I mentioned just about every Surface device is equipped with. Besides it being handy to scroll, zoom, or tap on things, there are a few multi-finger gesture shortcuts that you may find valuable at helping making use Windows as a tablet much more fun. There are 3-finger and 4-finger swipe gestures. Swiping down will show your desktop. Swiping up will open the task viewer. Here you can create new virtual desktops and drag apps to them. You can also snap apps to the sides or corners by dragging them to the edge or corners. With 3 fingers, swiping left or right will switch between 2 apps. It's sort of like Alt-Tab, but with your fingers. With 4 fingers, swiping right and left can swap for virtual desktops. Next is the touchpad. Surface devices and accessories come with touchpads that support 5 points of touch. And so the same swipe gestures we went over for the screen apply to the touchpad as well, which is super convenient since you don't need to learn different swipe gestures between the touchscreen and the touchpad. If you prefer, you can customize this to a variety of things like volume up and down, switching music tracks, launching different apps, or create custom shortcuts. Onto the pen. We talked about how it can be a great tool for authoring, for pointing things out, and also being a clicker. One of the added things you can do is customize what the pen clicks do. One of my favorite ones is using single click to take a screen capture, ink over it, and then paste it in a chat. It's so great for explaining things to people very fast. I have the double click mapped to the whiteboard app when I need a blank canvas to explain things or draw illustrations to clarify my understanding. You can map these shortcuts to any app, and when you have a 2-in-1 like the Surface Pro, it's effortless to go from laptop mode to studio mode and back again. This next product is something special that the Surface team created called the Adaptive Kit. It's a set of adhesive and tactile labels people can use to customize and apply to devices and accessories. They are sized perfectly for most Surface keyboards and can also be applied to other PCs and devices as well. I know that some people have used them on microwave buttons and other appliances. One of the things I use it for is the F4 key in Excel, which can isolate row and columns in formulas. Even after years of using a keyboard, I find myself having to glance at the keyboard to find the F4 key. Coming from keyboards, I want to end with 5 of my most regularly used keyboard shortcuts in Windows. First one is Windows key plus tab. Many are used to Alt plus tab. Windows plus tab is different since you don't have to hold your fingers down on the keyboard like one would need to with Alt tab. You can also open virtual desktops and drag apps between them for better window organization. Second is Windows key plus the number keys 1 through 9. These correspond to the apps you have pinned on the taskbar. It will launch apps if unopened, maximize and minimize toggle after that. The first thing I do when I boot up my PC is open up OneNote, Outlook, and Teams all in a row, and it's very convenient using the keyboard. Third is Windows key plus the arrow keys. I showed off how you can snap windows by dragging them to the edge with a mouse or finger. You can also hover over the maximize button in Windows 11 as well. But the fastest way for me when I'm on a keyboard is by using the arrow keys to lay out apps effortlessly. Fourth is Windows key and plus minus. This lets you zoom in on your desktop and even works when screen sharing. It's handy to do this when you need to quickly bring attention to something for an audience or just take a quick peek at something without needing to zoom in. Fifth, and is something that may need to be turned on, is Windows key plus V. Known as the Cloud Clipboard, it is designed as a way to sync things you copy across devices and are signed into. It also doubles as a copy history. I use it for convenience when I know there are a bunch of things I need to copy from one document and paste it into another. I can just copy things I need with Control-C multiple times and then start using Windows plus V to paste.